So many of our subscribers are relatively new in their careers. What would you see as the biggest challenges for them?
The biggest challenges for new authors is building a platform. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of emotion in publishing your first book. I mean, it can be very hard to write. Every writer is racked with self-doubt at times. And so it's hard to push through. And I would say, okay, I'll tell you this. This is one thing I would say about young authors. First of all, you don't need an agent until you get published. Once you get published and you have a publishing track record, then maybe you need an agent. Maybe you still don't. And people who come to the conference, we can talk about that offline. But I'd say this, sometimes you hear like when you go to graduate school, you don't pick the school you want to go to, you pick the professor you want to study with. And young authors should have a similar idea in mind when they're pitching their first book. It's not just about which is the biggest publishing house or who gives you the biggest advance or the best royalty structure. It's who do you want to be your editor? Who's going to go to bat for you in the publishing house in getting marketing dollars for your book? Who's it going to be easiest to work with on the title and the cover design? So get to know editors, talk to editors, see who you have, and follow your heart. Don't just go with whichever publishing house you think is going to look best on the spine, because when somebody's clicking on your book on Amazon, they're probably not scrolling down to see what publishing house published it. That's what we do inside the industry, but the regular consumer doesn't do that. They pick a book based on the cover, subject matter, the title, and the 150-word description on Amazon, and a lot of on star recommendations and stuff like that. So pick your editor carefully.
I think that's really good advice, Tony, but I think it is a little bit different than what some people would say. But I think it's great for.
That's for sure. Yeah, it's different than what most agents would say. They'd say, "Let's get the biggest advance we can get."